Anyway, so yeah, I mean like, so dang, it's like messed up, and it's always gonna be messed up, cause these cops being out of pocket, like they like being getting out of control. Ace got already was out of control. When they started, hey, oh my goodness, it's crazy because like they killed this dude, they brutally beat this man for no reason, and like it was crazy. It was crazy as ever, for real. Because like this one woman that was in the car with him, yeah, he like hit her, but there's bruise on her face on her like that. So why is she gonna lie like that? So the cops jumped this man and kept on jumping him, whatever. And like it was crazy. It's crazy as ever. So like they like kept on doing this, like from day to day to day. For real though, him and his mom went to the store, and like they messed with him again, started beating him up and all that stuff. And one of them put a gun to his head. Yeah, like why you got this gun towards my head? Like why you pointing this gun at me or whatever? I think his mom ran out the store or whatever, and like it was crazy. He was in pain and all that, and like that people at the hospital didn't know what to do, so they kept on drugging him up. They cut his arm off. I don't know why they cut his arm. I don't know. I have no idea why they cut his arm or whatever. So he was always in pain and all that stuff. So they kept on drugging him up and drugging him up and drugging him up. For real though, that was some messed up stuff. The man name was Falon. For real though. So yeah, that was crazy as ever. He really beat this man and messed with his anus. Because he was bleeding from his anus and his stomach hurt. For real though. So I can understand why he was in pain and all that. Now, the thing about this, like, Border Patrol, like, person, he shot this woman like 5 times and they tried to pin charges against her. But they couldn't even find the evidence, so they dropped the case. Real though. I mean, I'm telling you, that's some crazy stuff. It's crazy as ever. Real though. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm like, oh my goodness, her name was Martinez. Yeah, it was like something else or whatever. But hey, now these cops is getting outrageous because like they like stalking people. This dude was like following this other man when he went to the police station to gather up his personal property or whatever whatnot. All because he was up there try to see what's up with him or whatever whatnot. Because of a shooting that happened at a park and people didn't get hit or nothing like that. But he was out of pocket because he ended up following this dude. Like when he was in a car with his grandmother. His grandmother was driving his car or whatever. When this cop that was not dressed in a uniform was in a white Tesla, and he ended up creeping right behind him or whatever whatnot. And this dude thought he was the ops or whatever. So he actually just followed them all the way to the house or whatever whatnot. The grandmother got out the car, ran or whatever, and dude was up there trying to and figure out what the heck dude was on or whatever whatnot. The dude didn't even introduce himself or nothing like that. For real though, he didn't even show his badge. Him and his brother, end up bringing out some candy. Well, one brought out a like 9, and he had a like machine gun or something like a rifle or whatever. For real though, everything went crazy. For real, because like yeah, they like start shooting at the car when dudes start driving over whatever whatnot. For real though, but they didn't know that was a cop. They didn't even know that was a cop. For real though, and like these like news anchors, these news reporters and stuff like that, try to like make it seem like they shot at this cop for no reason. No, the cop was harassing them. That was crazy. And this happens like all the time. All the time because they be up there on that stock and stuff. For real though. Try to be all in Kanigo and stuff like that. Like, oh my goodness, it's crazy. It's crazy as ever. They've been doing that for years. And like, it's crazy that ICE detained a man without a arrest warrant. It was crazy. They did this right in the courthouse too. It was crazy as ever. For real though. That's some crazy stuff. They just want to detain people just to detain people. They want to arrest people just to arrest people. Like, they gonna do whatever they want. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy as ever. Is that for real though? It's crazy that like we got the cops up there murdering people. Gotta be careful with around them. Now ICE been murdering people. You gotta be careful around them. For real though. I'm like, dang. Hey, that's some crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff as ever. For real though. I'm telling you. Anyway, so this cop, actually, shot this, woman, 6 times. And thank goodness she's still alive. Or whatever, or not. You know what I'm saying? For real though. And I think her name was, Drea or something like that. For real though. And I'm glad she's, swimming. But I don't know why, they wasn't doing nothing about, about what happened. For real though. Because this guy was out of pocket too. For real though. He, just literally shot this woman or whatever. For no reason. No reason. For real though. Anyway. It was, this cop, pulled this woman over and detained her, put her in back of his car, right? And then he sexual assaulted her. And that was crazy. They did put him in jail for that. For real though. Because that was, some crazy stuff. I'm like, dang. Like, that's messed up. That's some messed up stuff. For real though. Anyway. So yeah, shoot. It was crazy. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on or whatever. That's ex-cop murdered a homeless man. And this, oh my goodness. It was they arrested him or whatever. And then they let him out because they didn't have a warrant. Now, this man was under surveillance. But they he actually left without them knowing for some strange reason. That stuff don't sit right. I'm like, nah, that stuff can't happen. Because if he under surveillance, then he gonna be showing on that footage 24/7. So how could he duck the cops like that? It's crazy. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on, but yeah, that's what happened. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's crazy as ever. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just making sure that I be careful out here. Y'all be careful too. Because, crazy stuff gonna keep on happening. For real though. So be safe out here. And I'm gonna make sure I be safe out here too. For real though. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hit the bell on notifications so you can see my next upload. I'm not supposed to make sure I make another one tomorrow. Oh yeah, you can check out my previous videos if you like, gang. So long, farewell, goodbye.